Well, Germany is marking the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Buchenwald, one of the Second World War's most notorious concentration camps. A commemoration was planned at the site of the camp, but because of the current restrictions on public gatherings, a virtual remembrance ceremony is being held instead. One of the last remaining survivors tells us his story.
Buchenwald concentration camp, April 1945, shortly after the liberation. It was one of the biggest death camps on German soil. From 1937 till 1945, the Nazis imprisoned more than 260,000 people here. Ivan Ivanji survived the death camp as a young Jew. He was imprisoned in one of the many separate forced labor camps.
On April the 11th, the floodlights went dark. The SS were gone. From afar we heard the rumble of cannon. Nobody dared move. Many more were dying. There had been no food for days. Only the next day some of the Russian prisoners went outside. One day later, we marched out.
56,000 people were murdered at Buchenwald or died of starvation or illness. After the liberation of the death camp, the American soldiers forced citizens of nearby Weimar to visit the site to face the atrocities. The corpses were piled up. Remembering the atrocities remains important 75 years on, but Ivan Ivanji wants to look forward.
Think
of the ones who are suffering today, who are fleeing a war or because they hope to find their paradise elsewhere. Those who drown in the ocean or who are stuck between borders. Don't tell me that this is something different. Of course it is a little different, but a lot of people turned a blind eye when it came to what happened with the Jews. So if you've got the strength, show empathy for those who need help now.
Ivan Ivanji is grateful for all the happy years he has lived since his liberation. He knows life could have ended very differently. Today, victims are remembered at the Buchenwald Memorial on the site of the former concentration camp.